Explain the use of the Interleave Controller in Apache JMeter. What is Interleave Controller? The Interleave Controller is a type of logic controller in Apache JMeter, which is used to control the sequence of execution of requests within a thread group. In simpler terms, the Interleave Controller allows you to alternate the execution of multiple samplers in a specified order during a test run. For example, if you have two HTTP request samplers, like sampler A and sampler B, and you want to run them in an interleaved manner as shown here, you can use the Interleave Controller to achieve this. Where to use the Interleave Controller? The Interleave Controller is particularly useful in scenarios where you need to simulate concurrent requests from multiple users or systems where the order of execution of requests matters. For instance, if you have multiple users interacting with a web application, and each user performs a set of actions in a particular order, you can use the Interleave Controller to simulate this behavior. Here is an example of how to use the Interleave Controller in a script that tests the Amazon web application. Let's say we want to simulate two users performing a set of actions in an interleaved manner. Launch the Amazon website and navigate to the login page. User 1 enters their email and password and clicks the login button. User 2 enters their email and password and clicks the login button. User 1 searches for a product using the search bar and clicks on a product from the search results. User 2 searches for a different product using the search bar and clicks on a product from the search results. User 1 adds the product to their cart and proceeds to check out. User 2 adds the product to their cart and proceeds to check out. To achieve the behavior using the Interleave Controller in JMeter, for the example of Amazon web application just shown now, you can follow these steps. 1. Create a new thread group. 2. Add two HTTP request samplers to the thread group, one for navigating the Amazon login page and the other for submitting the login credentials. You need to have both the user credentials here to be able to log into the script. 3. Add a couple of Interleave controllers. 4. Within these Interleave controllers, add user 1 and user 2 actions that we wanted to mimic. 5. Configure the HTTP samplers with appropriate parameters and assertions. A demo script showcasing all the steps in coming up now. Create a new thread group. Add a couple of HTTP requests to this thread group. Rename first HTTP request as Amazon launch page. Rename the second HTTP request as sign-in page. In this HTTP request, we will need to have the login details of both user 1 and user 2. Now, right-click on the thread group and add Interleave Controller. Similarly, add one more Interleave Controller. Just to showcase our example, I am renaming the Interleave Controller with a postfix as for user 1 and for user 2. Now, I will select the thread group again and will add one more HTTP request, and this will be outside the Interleave Controller. I will rename this as logout. Now, I will select the Interleave Controller for user 1 and will add 4 HTTP requests to it. Later, I will rename these requests with their purpose of action. 1. Search for pizza sauce. 2. Select pizza sauce. 3. Add to cart. 4. Finally proceed with checkout. Now, I will copy these 4 HTTP requests and paste them into the Interleave controller for user 2. Since user 2 does different actions compared to user 1, we will need to modify our HTTP requests accordingly. 1. Search for phone. 2. Select phone. 3. Add to cart. 4. Finally proceed with checkout. As you could see, the logout request is outside the Interleave controller, so basing on the test run details, the users would complete their actions and gets logged out.